What's going on, guys? It is Tuesday, July 11th, and we are starting off the 28th week of investing on this channel, where we put $50 every Monday through Friday into dividend paying stocks. So, we're going to take a look at the portfolio. We had a lot of movement over the past week or so. It's been crazy. We made some money and lost some money, and we took some profit, thankfully. But let's take a look at our channel tracker, then we'll take a look at the portfolio and see what's going on there. All right, guys. So here we have our channel tracker. We're going to follow this blue line right along. And today is July 11th. It's Tuesday. Sorry I didn't put a video out last night. I was trying to, and then stuff just got away from me. So I apologize. But our investment balance is at $8,668. So unfortunately, we are currently down from where we were last week, but it is what it is. Total dividends earned $118.10. Our total growth over the course of the year on the channel is $1,050.35, which again, unfortunately, we lost $643 last week. So that's a little brutal, but it is what it is. That's what I meant earlier about taking profits. And then YouTube income. So we're still at $100, guys. If you want to help the channel while potentially helping yourself, there is a link for SoFi down in the description. If you set up a new investing account with at least $10, they give you $25 of free stock, or at least at the time of recording the video. I am not a wealth manager, credit counselor, financial advisor, by the way. I'm just a guy sitting in my dining room recording on my computer. But, you put $10, you get free $25. It's not bad. Total subscribers, we're at 1,787. So thank you to the new subscribers. I appreciate you. To the old subscribers, I appreciate you as well. So thank you for that. Total views, we're at 208,851 views. And watch hours, we are at $3,861.08. So that's pretty much what's going on there. But that's not why you're here. It's just good to see the dividend growth and the portfolio growth and the channel growth. But we're going to take a look at the portfolio and we're going to see what's going on. And how did I lose $700 while contributing $50 a day? Oof. But it is what it is. And we're going to take a look at that. Here we go. All right, guys. So here we are in Seeking Alpha. Here, let's just change this. There you go. Taking a look at the portfolio, what's going on, what do we have, what are we holding, and how many shares of what are doing what. So I have everything sorted by value, and up top, we are a little overweight in Tesla. It is what it is. But Tesla is leading the way. We have $1,903.15. That's 113.15 shares, and the price is down to $16.82. All right, so here's the good and the bad of that. First of all, our Tesla position is completely on margin. I shouldn't say completely, but 95% of it's on margin. We are getting a huge dividend payout, which will be this week. So that'll happen on the 17th, or I guess next week. So huge dividend payout, and it's basically like 6%. They're going to be paying $1.06 per share of this. So that means we are getting a dividend payment of about $120 for this month. So that'll be massive. If the price stays at $16.82 per share, that means we're getting quite a few free shares. So I don't mind the price being down where it is. I just wish it was a little higher because of our Tesla call options. So we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, we're going to see like $120 dividend payout next week, which is really, really exciting. And then I think once that happens, we'll see some Tesla growth again. I think people are just like, what is this? What is this fund? How does this work? But getting into the stocks that we do daily contribution. So SCHD and O Realty Income Corporation, we put $10 a day into these So we are at $1,376.04 of SCHD. That's 18.79 shares, and the share price is up. So we're at $73.22. You can see the forward dividend yield is at 3.67. So coming down a little bit, but it's always great to see SCHD on a 1.16% daily gain. So that's pretty cool. Realty Income Corporation also up a tad, but still overall down. So we have $1,323.87 there. That's 21.88 shares, but the share price is now back above $60. So we're at $60.50. Forward dividend yield is still above 5, in my opinion, which is a very humble one because I'm just a random guy. I'm not a wealth manager or anything. But if the dividend is above 5%, Realty Income Corporation is a good buy. That's how I live my life, and that's I dollar cost average into it. Payout date on the 14th. So at the end of this week, we should be seeing quite a hefty payout from them. Or I shouldn't say hefty because it's a monthly one, but they're paying like borderline or close to 26 cents. I'll just call it 25 cents. So 25 cents by about 20 shares. So we should be seeing a good chunk of change there. And again, look at this. Look at this day's performance, up almost 2% in the day, which is great. Aptly, this is another one that we bought for its dividend. Also, some speculation that we could see some price appreciation, but we bought this on margin as well. This is not a daily buy, right? But we have $1,081.34 here. That's 50.04 shares, and the price is currently down to $21.61. Now, this has another massive dividend yield, and we should be getting a huge payout on the 17th. So the 17th is going to be a big day for our portfolio. They're paying 66 cents per share. And again, at 50 shares, that means we're getting $33. That's a pretty huge payout for a dividend stock that we have only $1,000 in, and they pay every month. So we'll get into the strategy of that in a minute. But yeah, that's pretty exciting to see. So JEPQ. Now, JEPQ is not a daily dividend buy, but it's not a margin play either. JEPQ has been purchased with the profit that we've earned on options trading and selling options back. So any options premium or a lot of the options premium that we have made is going into JEPQ, which is great. So we have $843.46 there. That's 17.58 shares. And the price is climbing back up to $47.98. So JEPQ is JP Morgan Equity Premium NASDAQ ETF. I just butchered that. JP Morgan NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF. Sorry about that. So basically, it's a bunch of tech stocks that they sell covered calls on. We're really looking for Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, Meta, Google, Amazon to go up. So if those are going up, that's a good thing for JEPQ. JEPQ is a little more defensive than just holding those stocks because they do sell covered calls. So if they go down, you get that options premium still. But this pays a monthly dividend. They did pay us out, and that is reflected in our increase in our dividend over the life of the channel. So, JEPQ doing its thing. We really need JEPQ to be well above $48 in the next 2 weeks. We have some call options on it that expire, and that expiration date is coming up. So we're really hoping to see some profit from that. Not the end of the world if it isn't, but I would very much rather make money than lose it. So we'll see. BlackRock. Speaking of making money, now BlackRock, we have $709.29. We have like 9.9 or sorry, like 0.9999999 shares of it. And the price per share is $710.20. So we're $1 away. The next dollar that we contribute to this stock, we will have a full share of BlackRock Finally, I'm very excited about that. Um, we never thought this day would come. Yeah, we did, but it's still kind of funny to talk about. It is also our highest valued holding in the portfolio, based on its current price. So of the stocks that we put $5 a day into, right? So it's the best performing stock in the portfolio, regardless. But of all the stocks we've dollar cost averaged into, you can see here that BlackRock $5 a day. These are all $5 a day inputs here. But if we put twice as much, like we did for SCHD, that would be double, and $1,418 is more than 1376. So BlackRock is leading the charge, which is cool. As the stock has grown, the dividend yield has dropped, and that is what it is. So the current dividend yield is 2.87%. But it's just good to see some growth from BlackRock. It's sort of stabilizing in the $700 price point versus the 630 price point that it was at like 2-3 months ago. So that's really good. MPW is behind. Guys, this is like a Twilight Zone review of this portfolio. For those who've been following this, like, this is bonkers to me. But MPW, we're at $707.64. That's 73.03 shares, and the price is up to $9.69. So the forward dividend yield is still 12.38%. It has come down as the stock has gone up, and we're still down almost 16% on the year. So, down 15.89%, kind of a brutal number to look at. But because we've been dollar cost averaging, we are in profit on that. And you can see it's our second most profitable holding, which is unbelievable. So pretty cool to see. Next, we have JEPI, JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. Same thing as JEPQ, just not based on the NASDAQ. So a lot less tech and more even, well-rounded market stuff. It's kind of a mix of everything. So we have $704.37 there. Shares 12.8, and the price is $55.05. So hovering around $55. It seems like it doesn't want to move too much from that number, which I'm totally okay with. You can see here the year-to-date performance is 0.68%. So it's up slightly, very slightly, but this dividend yield is great. So if I can get a monthly dividend, that equates to 7.86%. If I reinvest that every month, that kind of accelerates that growth, and that's a good thing to have. So basically, JEPI's doing all right. Still outperforming SCHD and Realty Income, which is cool. Next, we have Pepsi. So Pepsi has been kind of the giant that's been the number one performer of the portfolio. Now kind of taking a back seat a little bit. So we have $697.94. That is 3.79 shares at 183 and 98 cents per share. This dividend yield is looking a little higher now because the price is still kind of hovering in like the mid-low 180s. So 2.75% on the dividend is pretty high for Pepsi. Not much movement though. It's just kind of hovering again between like 181 and 186, just kind of bouncing back and forth around there. And it is what it is. I'm okay with that. There's some stuff where they like tried to patent a potato seed and got yelled at, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Pepsi and the potato thing. I should look into it, but I guess it made some people mad about patenting potatoes. Procter Procter and Gamble. So $688.66. Profitability wise, that puts this somewhere in between SCHD and Realty Income. We have 4.65 shares. The share price is kind of back up a little bit, so it's 148 and 8 cents. Dividend yield looking pretty much the same. Stability from Procter and Gamble is the game, I guess, with dividend growth. It was going up, and we were above 150, and then it's kind of retraced back down. So we'll see what happens with that. I think just recession fears. Now, in a case of a recession, right? Obviously, the market goes down. But when I think of Procter and Gamble, I think of like cheap soaps. I don't know if that's like a bad read, but that's what I think of, right? So I think they're pretty recession proof. Same thing with like Pepsi. Like if you can't afford to go and eat out, you're like gonna hunker down with a bag of Tostitos and a thing of salsa. In my opinion, I just think that's what people do. So I like these as recession buffers. And then the epitome of sadness, we have AT&T. So AT&T is completely underperforming and just bringing down the portfolio overall. So we're at $585.18 there. It's more than $100 down from our worst performing stock. We have 38.42 shares, and the price is down at $15.23. So the dividend yield looks insane because the stock is really cheap and they're paying their dividends still. So um, yeah, I mean it looks good in that regard. I just hopefully management from AT&T can find a way out of this one. Um, there's a couple options here, right? Because I really need to do more research into AT&T before making any plays. Um, the first thing that I can do, which I might just do anyway, is sell all of my shares of AT&T, right? Capture the loss for tax harvesting and then buy them back. Like I could try to do that. That's option number one. Option number two is just stop buying AT&T, leave it in the portfolio, get paid a massive dividend, grow it that way, and then switch over to another dividend stock as a long-term purchase, leaving AT&T in the portfolio and just keeping it. The other thing is selling off all my stuff in AT&T, harvesting the loss, and reallocating it to something else. So I don't really know what I want to do. I mean, I might sell it all and then buy it back and just to lower my cost basis on it, at least for tracking purposes, and then take the loss on the position, and that'll help come tax time. Um, so I might do that. I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to do with it. The other thought would be there's a couple dividend stocks that I think are very discounted that I think have um, better fundamentals than AT&T. So I might look at the possibility of doing that. Not quite sure. We'll see what we do. Down here, we have the options, okay? Not options with AT&T, but like actual options. So we have a $17 Tesla call contract, which comes due on July 21st. We have 6 shares of that, and they're currently valued at $31 per contract. Okay. So those were valued at like 145. I thought we were riding it to the moon. I'm still riding it. I sold off a bunch of them though. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to like take profits. You want to make sure that like, because we had I think 15 shares of this Tesla call option. Okay, that's a lot. Like it was a lot, or at least for a portfolio this size, it was a lot. So a lot of the portfolio was tied up in that, and we started selling off those call contracts and made a lot of money. So I'm glad that we did that. Obviously you want to leave, or at least in my opinion, I like to leave a third of them as runners and see like, okay, well, we made bank, right? I don't want to be greedy, but we made like $1,000. Let's see if we can turn that $1,000 into two. But I also want to guarantee that I make that $1,000, right? I don't want to get too greedy on this and then be like, oh, oops. So we have 6 shares left of that. And I still think that Tesla is going to come back. I think that once they pay the dividend and people see that and they're like, oh my God, I should buy this. It'll have 4 or 5 days from the dividend date or from the dividend payout date to kind of recoup. And we'll play it by ear. If I can sell off a couple of these contracts, for $30, that's still profit, guys. I'm okay. Like, we bought these on average for $10 a contract. Right now they're worth 31. So that alone is a huge gain. I love that. This one down here, right? So this is I had mentioned JEPQ. So we have 4 JEPQ contracts to be $48 on the same date. So really any penny over $48 is worth $1 to us. That's how we got to look at it, times however many contracts we have, which is currently 4. So right now, we just want to see JetQ hit. If it goes up by $1, that's insane. Not really looking for that, but I think that over the next couple weeks, it wouldn't be crazy if JetQ was $49 based off Microsoft, especially with the Activision deal. So Microsoft is potentially buying Activision. There's been court cases saying that it's a monopolistic purchase and blah, blah, blah. And one of the judges just gave Microsoft like a heads up that they think it's going to go through. So, or a judge or something. I saw that in the news somewhere. So it looks like the Microsoft thing or Microsoft Activision deal might go through. If that does go through, about 11 or 12% of JetQ is Microsoft stock, like straight up. So if we see a 1% move in that, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world to me. But remember that Tesla's in there and Apple's in there, and a good day for Microsoft can sometimes be a bad day for Apple or vice versa. So it is what it is. Not too much money invested in that either. And then this is kind of like a YOLO play. I don't really know why I did this, but I bought 5 call contracts for AT&T at $16. AT&T since has crumbled by about $1. And these aren't really worth anything. So, sometimes you just lose. I hate to be that guy, but sometimes you just lose. I think I paid $40 for those contracts, and it's okay. Like, with that's kind of the thing with like at the money call options, because I do a lot of at the money call options. You're gonna lose. Right? But that's the benefit of at the money call options. Like, when you lose $50, $100, at least the way that we're playing them and the size of the stocks that we're playing. When you win, you win 1,000. So, it was bound to happen. We had to get smoked eventually. It is what it is. Especially with how aggressive we've been playing this channel for the past like month. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's going on. We still have a $10,800 portfolio value, and then we have our $2,300 of margin. So our total equity is what we've been talking about, and that's that $8,600 that's in the account. All right, so yeah, in terms of stocks, things are going okay. Obviously, it sucks to lose like $800, whatever it was, over like the course of a week. But you win some, you lose some. Fortunately, we mostly won some. So yeah, I mean, outside of that, on the working outside, I finally got back into the gym today. It felt excellent. Because like I went to the lake, that was one thing. Then it was like 4th of July, and then I had some family here, and then like obviously they're excuses, but like legitimate reasons why I just haven't gone to the gym. So it felt good to go to the gym. I'm trying to get back into the swing of getting healthy, and I'll be honest, it is very, very hard to get back into the swing of getting healthy and like the same level of motivation that I had before. Since I stopped, it's really, really tough. So I'm trying to like force myself to get back into the swing of things, trying to eat healthy. That's the hardest thing, is just eating whatever I want. But we're going to try to make a focus on like getting back and doing that, on some fun stuff. I started a little vegetable garden outside, so that'll be cool. Let's see if we can grow some fresh vegetables with me and my son. So that should be pretty fun. But other than that, I mean, things are going okay. Sorry I was late on the video. I apologize for that. But as always, I wish you happiness, health, and wealth. And we'll see you next time.